What's going on YouTube? It's the next video in the transfer rumour slash analysis series, and today we're going to be doing it on Crystal Palace. Of course, just had your new manager Alan Pardew, and it is going brilliantly for you guys at the minute. 4 games and 4 wins, you know. Beating lots of Tottenham, coming behind and beating them 2-1. Of course, last week you came back and beat Southampton in the FA Cup. You beat Dover in the FA Cup, so you're into the 5th round of that now. So yeah, it's not looking too bad at all for Crystal Palace, and I was actually quite surprised at how good their squad is, particularly going forward. You know, you got a lot of cover on the wings. The likes of Balassi, who's been absolutely outstanding this season for you, and as well last year. You got the extra cover as Zaharin on loan from Manchester United, of course. So your front three, I think, are dangerous. Dwight Gale has started scoring goals under Alan Pardew as well. Another one who's came back, who did really well in the Championship. Pardew's kind of brought him back a little bit, was Glenn Murray. I know he lost a lot of playing time through injury last season, but he was brilliant in the Championship for you, and I'm glad to see he's getting his chance. He scored 30-odd goals for you to get you into the league. He deserves his opportunity in the Premier League. Other than that, I think your midfield is very, very solid. I think Jedinak is a top player, a very good captain. Takes you free kicks and penalties as well. Joe Ledley and McCarthy, who I thought was very overpriced at, I think it was £6 or £7 million. You bought him from Wigan, but he's done pretty well. He works very hard, a grafter. And then your back four is pretty solid as well. Delaney, who's been fantastic. I think he came up again from the Championship and he's really adapted well. Scott Dan, I remember the season at Birmingham, him and Roger Johnson struck a brilliant partnership. And I didn't concede many goals Birmingham that season, so yeah, he again, he's done really well. Joel Ward, I think, is one of the most underrated left backs in the league. He's that good. I know he's right footed, and that for me isn't always the best thing to have a right footed left back, but he has done really well. He's so strong. Again, he can take set pieces. He's a big lad as well, so he can get himself in the box. So another good solid player. And then obviously Julian Speroni, who's been at Palace for years and years now, still proving he can do in the highest level. So a good squad. A bit of a lack of defensive cover. I know you've got players like Brad Hangeland and then Mariappa, who doesn't play as much. But Hangeland, he can come in and do a job. You know, he's getting on a little bit now. But I think Palace need to strengthen in that area, and one player who you have been linked with, he's in the left back position, so whether he would start, I'm not too sure, but he's Pape Sarre, who is a left back. I don't know a lot about him. He played in the Europa League against Everton. I don't remember seeing much of him, I've got to admit, but he is one that you are linked with. Martin Kelly hasn't done too bad from Liverpool, but I'm not his biggest fan, so whether Ward could potentially come out to the right back position, and then if Sarre was to come to Selhurst Park, then he would go left, and that would leave you a little bit more cover for your full-backs. I'm not too sure. Yeah, you'd have to wait and see on that one. He's linked with about a £3.5 million move to Palace. So yeah, not too bad. Obviously, the signing of Sonogo, you did strengthen in that that striker department with Glenn Murray, Sissoko, Gale and Fraser Campbell. But another one that you have been linked with, and I find it a bit surprising, seeing as Bonnie has just left Swansea, but Gomis has actually been house hunting in London. It says that he's hopeful of the move to Palace. So Palace fans, would you be interested in him? Do you need another striker? You know, you got the likes of Murray, Campbell, as I just said. Sonogo's just coming on loan. Dwight Gale as well. Maybe other than Glenn Murray, you haven't really got a target man. So could he be your target man? You know, he hasn't been too bad at Swansea. He's got a few goals here and there, but nothing special. I wouldn't be mad about the signing, I've got to admit, but it's someone you're looking at, and I think he wants to come to Palace, which is always good to hear. There has been links with Campbell moving out of Selhurst Park and going back to Hull, where he obviously played on loan from Manchester United. So I do like Fraser Campbell. He will get you goals. I think he's quick, but it looks like he could potentially be on his way out. And that's pretty much it. You know, I did a bit of research on Palace and who they could potentially sign and get in. For me, I would look in another centre back position. I know you've got players like Ramage, who I haven't seen a lot of at all, I've got to admit. But I would be looking maybe in the Championship, and the player I thought you could potentially go for, and it wouldn't be a bad signing at all, was one player I thought you could potentially get from the Championship, who I think, you know, he's got a bit of Premier League experience, and could come in and do a job, maybe more of a squad player, was Roger Johnson. You know, I mentioned before the partnership with Scott Dan at Blues. I think if you were to get those two playing together again, there's no reason in my mind that they couldn't strike up exactly the same kind of partnership they did at Birmingham. But yeah, Delaney's done nothing wrong, Scott Dan, so he's more of a covering player. I looked at your squad, and in your midfield you're pretty set, you know, with Bannon. You've got young Williams, who I really like, the young Welsh man. You've got Schumacher, who can come and play in the hole. I think you're pretty set in midfield and up front, even with Gomes. So another centre back to potentially come in, Sarah. I don't know too much about him. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. But again, he's another one that could come in and maybe do a job. And then if you want to got Roger Johnson, I think Palace will be safe this year. I really do. And they're in a really good position in the FA Cup now, through to the 5th round. Why can't they go for it? You've seen the likes of Chelsea, Man City get knocked out this weekend. So yeah, next video will be on Everton, and thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share.